You are watching News 9. I'm Krishna Kumar. Straight up, the big story that we're tracking at this hour, the Congress Party's mega event in Karnataka. The Samarpane Sankalpa Samavesha is currently underway in Hospet, marking 2 years of the Karnataka government. Rahul Gandhi, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar and other top leaders are attending this massive gathering at the district stadium in Hospet amidst some pouring rain as well. What have been the challenges for the government and what is the road ahead? Has it been successful in implementing its flagship programs? What is the status of all the guarantees, the pre-poll guarantees that the Congress Party had promised? Those are some of the big questions, even as we bring you the latest on the 2-year anniversary celebrations of the Congress Party and its formation of government in the state of Karnataka. Latest visuals coming to you from Hospet. Ben, let's listen into first what Rahul Gandhi had to say.
वो 2-3 अरबपतियों को सारा का सारा धन पकड़ा देते हैं। ये अरबपति अपना पैसा गांव में, कस्बों में नहीं खर्च करते हैं। ये लंदन में, न्यूयॉर्क में इधर उधर एसेट्स खरीदते हैं और आपका पैसा चुने हुए लोगों के हाथों में चला जाता है। उनके मॉडल में रोजगार खत्म होता है, हमारे मॉडल में रोजगार पैदा होता है। उनके मॉडल में अगर आप बीमार होते हो तो आपको कर्ज में डूबना पड़ता है। हमारे मॉडल में आप बीमार होते हो, आपके जेब में पैसा होता है इलाज कराने के लिए।
That was Rahul Gandhi over there, claiming how the Congress Party government in Karnataka is putting money into the hands of the people, unlike the assurances given by the central government. That's what the Congress Party is claiming on this day, where it's a mega show of strength by the Congress Party. Senior leaders from the Congress Party, starting with Rahul Gandhi, attending the 2-year anniversary celebrations, where the Congress Party is also facilitating doles out for the tribal community. But the big questions remain. How successful has the Congress Party been in implementing its flagship programs in Karnataka? And more importantly, how well has it done when it comes to fulfilling all the pre-poll guarantees that it had promised? Bear in mind, this is happening at a time when shocking statement is coming from Deputy Chief Minister Shivakumar, D.K. Shivakumar, who said that as far as the doles, the pre-poll guarantees for women, where the Congress Party had promised 2,000 rupees per month for all the women of Karnataka, where that guarantee is concerned, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar saying that it was never mentioned that it was going to be paid out on a monthly basis, climbed down from what that pre-poll guarantee was, which was to put 2,000 rupees in the hands of the women of Karnataka. Amidst all of this, the Congress Party's mega event in Karnataka, this is called the Samarpane Sankalpa Samavesha, that is currently underway in Hospet. And it marks 2 years of the Congress Party's government and all its achievements in the state of Karnataka. Let's again listen to what Rahul Gandhi had to say.
वो 2-3 अरबपतियों को सारा का सारा धन पकड़ा देते हैं। ये अरबपति अपना पैसा गांव में, कस्बों में नहीं खर्च करते हैं। ये लंदन में, न्यूयॉर्क में इधर उधर एसेट्स खरीदते हैं और आपका पैसा चुने हुए लोगों के हाथों में चला जाता है। उनके मॉडल में रोजगार खत्म होता है, हमारे मॉडल में रोजगार पैदा होता है। उनके मॉडल में अगर आप बीमार होते हो तो आपको कर्ज में डूबना पड़ता है। हमारे मॉडल में आप बीमार होते हो, आपके जेब में पैसा होता है इलाज कराने के लिए।
That is Rahul Gandhi reiterating the fact that the Congress Party's government in Karnataka has been successful in putting money into the hands of the people. And he is calling that as a hallmark of the Congress Party government in Karnataka, which completes 2 years. There's also questions on whether what he's saying is completely true. We have Vijay Grover, senior journalist, now joining us on the broadcast. Vijay, talk to us. Rahul Gandhi, they're claiming that the Congress Party has put money into the hands of the people of Karnataka, but there are questions remain. For example, that 2,000 rupee monthly allowance that was meant for the women of Karnataka. Today you had D.K. Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister himself, say it was never promised that it was going to pay it out on a monthly basis. So is the Congress party fulfilling its pre-poll guarantees? That's the big question, isn't it, even as it celebrates its 2 years of rule in Karnataka?
Well, if you were to look at the 2 years and not look at one issue that you want to raise, let me tell you, I'm not the spokesperson of the party, but given the fact that, the kind of performance that we have seen as far as the 5 guarantees are concerned, I could say that this is one of the states which has a fine record as far as fulfilling the guarantees are concerned. And that is something that we must credit Siddaramaiah for the fact that, he's been able to manage the finances, on one hand, take care of the developments, one hand, take care of, the administrative expenses, which are huge for a state like Karnataka, and also be able to ensure that the money that was needed for the guarantees has been fulfilled. And that is something you must credit or give credit where it is due. Finding faults is the easiest thing that we all do in journalism, but the fact is, where social justice is concerned, where, governance is concerned, we must credit Siddaramaiah that the 2 years have gone by despite, efforts to pull him down. And not just from the BJP and the JDS, but even from his own party, there were efforts to destabilize the government. But, this is something that today is a day where, he can proudly talk about the achievements of 2 years, where 52,000 crores was allocated for the funds, be it the Griha Lakshmi, where the electricity was given 150 units, and also the fact that, we had all the guarantee schemes, free bus services and all that. There's not been a single day's effort which is
Professor Chambi Puranik
gone on the
also joins us on the broadcast. Professor Chambi Puranik, would you agree that the last 2 years have been flawless when it comes to the Congress party in Karnataka?
Partially, I agree with my friend Mr. Goa. But, the point is, what he has done, while the guarantees are being given, in a half-hearted way or with a pause, sometimes the Griha Lakshmi Yojana is not given fully. And also same benefits, whatever they are trying to, do a kind of balancing circus. Because in the last 2 years, apart from the earlier 9 crore or 8 crores loan, which is on the heads of all taxpayers of Karnataka, citizens of Karnataka, in the last 2 years, 2.5 lakh crores of loan has been taken by Mr. Siddaramaiah's government. That's on the one side. Okay, the guarantees are definitely, they are showing, as a kind of a showpiece for their success. But simultaneously, what about the developmental aspects, the pending irrigation projects, and many other issues that are there before, apart from the corporation, the scandals of Valmiki Nigama, and also Prime Chief Minister's involvement in that Muda scam. Many other such things are there which have told the name, whatever the name that Siddaramaiah achieved. So no doubt, Siddaramaiah is a very seasoned administrator. I know him for last 55 years, even from his student days. He is a person who is committed to certain programs for the welfare of the people, downtrodden, and the poor and the marginalized people. There is no second opinion. But as Chief Minister in his second term, my considered opinion or assessment is that he has not been able to keep that kind of tempo of administration, where the guarantees are showpiece. Simultaneously, there is a big slowdown or a kind of developmental projects not being taken, irrigation projects not being completed. And also the grows of the MLAs, from each constituency, they have lots of grows, saying that our development funds are not released. So here and there, apart from the BJP that is there in opposition, JDS, they also complain that the state government has halted the development programs in each of the districts and all that. Now that the Samavesha is being done in Hospet, I think it is a kind of showpiece to say that everything is fine in Karnataka. I don't think it is so. Today you see the Bangalore, the flight of Bangalore for last 2 days. It is supposed to be a silicon city and a global city which attracts, global investment and all that. When you see whatever the kind of the floods that are there, bad roads are there, thousands of potholes are there, and also lots of inconvenience to the people is there day in and day out. What the new media are showing, if you see both of them, there is a kind of mixed feeling that while they are celebrating their whatever success in a kind of publicity purpose, but they are not in a kind of situation where the earlier government of Siddaramaiah who has presented 16 budgets, 17th budget, it seems it
Fair
is
enough.
not in such
Right.
an
Professor
effective
Jambi
manner.
Puranik, I
That's
just
all
have one
feel.
question to ask before we go any further. I will get Mr. Vijay Grover in as well. The one thing I want to ask is, to mark this occasion of 2 years, you have, the title deeds of lands to being given to over 1 lakh families who've been living there for generations but never actually had documents to prove that they own the land. You're talking about, people from the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe communities and backward communities who have been living on that land but could never prove the ownership of their land. But now the Congress party ensuring that 1 lakh of them, 1 lakh families are given the title deed documents and they're officially designated as revenue villages. Only then do you get the title deed documents, and that's what you see happening over there. Rahul Gandhi distributing those title deed documents to 1 lakh families. How do you view that particular move?
I do appreciate, I do say that this particular kind of thing, 1,11,000 people, being given the rights, the rightful ownership of whatever the revenue lands are there, that is a commendable thing, there is no doubt of it. The holistic point of view, when you take the whole state, Bangalore is the showpiece of our Karnataka state throughout the world. If you don't care, Bangalore gives maximum 30 to 35% of revenue in terms of whatever the money that government acquires. So that point of view I'm talking. See, let us not take an isolated incident of such whatever revenue khatas or ownership are given. And definitely that is there. On the hand, you give everything. At the same time, you look at the price rise. Petrol price rise, diesel petrol, and also the price of consumer items,
right,
and also the kind of infrastructural slowness or development that is not being there. These are the things that people are worried.
Fair enough. That's a fair point to make, Mr. Vijay Grover. Bengaluru, the Silicon Valley, the IT capital of India, is being flooded and is being unprecedented flooding, unprecedented damage to property and threat to people's lives as well because of the kind of infrastructure and stormwater drains available. You can't look away from that when you're celebrating 2 years of your government in Karnataka.
Well, this is the point that has been discussed and is being discussed. Let me just give you some statistics. Last 11 years, we've had flooding in the same areas of Bengaluru 8 times. 3 years when the rainfall was lesser than normal, that we did not have these kind of flooding. But in the last 11 years, the same areas, be it the ST bed area or be it the Korbangla or the Yelanka areas, we've had this crisis. If you remember 2 years back or 2.5 years back when Basavaraj Bommai was the chief minister, the same Siddaramaiah, who is now the chief minister, had gone in a boat to one of the residential colonies to highlight the plight of the people. And this is not something, see, infrastructure build, infrastructure delay, infrastructure crisis is not a 2-year thing that today you're training guns on the present government. The fact is successive governments have failed, successive governments have not done enough. And, I'm not giving a clean sheet or thing, but the fact is the politicians of the state need to take ownership. And that is the most unfortunate thing, that in the BBA,
right. Professor Jambi Puranik, would you be able to counter that argument? The fact that, it's not just this time around that Bengaluru has been flooded. Bengaluru has been getting flooded like this for the last 11 years, even under the BJP rule.
Yeah, and both the counts, both the previous BJP government or JDS combination of Congress government coalition and also the present government of strong 136 MLAs of Mr. Siddaramaiah's tenure. I think something which he should have been proud of, but he should have gone forward. You look at, I will give you 2 statistics, that out of 5,000 crores money or whatever grants given by the central government in terms of the whatever scheme, Swachh Bharat Mission scheme, PM Rural Yojana scheme and Urban Yojana scheme and NEP and also Amrut and Poshan programs, etc. The government of Karnataka has not made use of it also. It should percolate down to the people, that particular thing that has not been done properly. Apart from that, I'm shocked to know that out of 46,755 government schools, 21,555 schools urgently require repairs, maintenance and all that, because they are not in a condition to take care of the safety of the children and school teachers and the infrastructure. So such things are there. You have, on the one side, you are definitely making a big show of this and also giving big advertisements. At the same time, the entire media, all media, irrespective of Kannada or English language or Hindi, they are showing these are the areas where the government of Karnataka has not been able to pay its attention. So corruption is one thing there, which if it is there 40% in BJP government, in no way this present Congress the government is different. You go to any office, you will find there is corruption without money being given, nothing is done. So if such a thing is there, that basic honesty and whatever the kind of responsibility or accountability, these are the factors that government you should save money wherever it's possible. If you go on spending on advertisements and all these things, that only means to show that you are making a big show out of. Coming to Bangalore again itself, I will tell you, today's Bangalore situation has been there for last 15 years. All governments have to be blamed, including the corrupt BJP government that was thrown out of power. What did you do? Now you are thinking of Greater Bangalore Authority. You have not conducted elections for local bodies. These are the issues on which the public or whatever the civil society is worried about. You are not worried about other aspects of show or celebration. Let them celebrate. Doesn't matter. At the same time, you must be in a position to be accountable to the people. You must look into their grievances and all that. These are the things that in overall context, I would give 50% marks to Siddaramaiah government.
Okay.
The remaining 50%, perhaps it has to look into infrastructure. Today, the Samavesha in Hospete should have been Samavesha for not only celebration, but also for infrastructure. That is how I look at it as on today.
All right, we will leave it at that. Professor Chambi Puranik, thank you for taking time out to be with us here on the broadcast on News 9. Meanwhile, a big statement coming in from Congress Party President Mallikarjun Kharge. He has called Operation Sindoor a quote-unquote small war or chut-put war. Kharge also alleged that proper security was not provided to the tourists who went to Pahalgam despite intelligence inputs that led to the cancellation of Prime Minister Modi's program over there. And that statement from Mallikarjun Kharge ending up as a major controversy in the backdrop of Operation Sindoor, a successful Operation Sindoor. Mallikarjun Kharge questioning the operation and calling it a small war. Let's first listen to what Mallikarjun Kharge had to say. But before that, we have a reaction coming in on that statement. Mallikarjun Kharge, you have Sambit Patra speaking on the matter.
छोटी सी लड़ाई नजर आ रही है. आपके नेता पवन खेरा कहते हैं कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ये सिंदूर का सौदा है. जैसे आपने कहा था खून की दलाली. हमारी बहनों के माथे के ऊपर से 26 ऐसी हमारी बहनें हैं जिनकी मांगे सुनी हो गई और उसके बावजूद ये कहना कि ये सिंदूर का सौदा है, ये छोटी सी लड़ाई है, हमें सबूत चाहिए. यह दिखाता है कि आपकी मानसिकता कैसी है. आप देश के ऊपर भरोसा करते नहीं हैं और इसी कारण आपका एक एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस आज तमाम पाकिस्तान में हिट हो रहा है. यू आर द हीरो ऑफ पाकिस्तान राहुल गांधी. आप और आपके नेता आज पाकिस्तान के हीरो हैं. हर न्यूज चैनल में आप चल रहे हैं और केवल आज ही नहीं, जिस समय ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हुआ था उस समय भी पाक के डीजीएमओ ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में आपके बयानों को दिखाया था, आपके नेताओं के बयानों को दिखाया था और आपके नेताओं के बयानों को दिखाते हुए कहा था कि देखो जो हम पाकिस्तानी कह रहे हैं वही सही है, इंडिया तो झूठ बोल रही है. आप पाकिस्तान को ऑक्सीजन देने का काम करते हैं और शायद इसीलिए इसमें कोई संदेह नहीं है कि हाफिज सईद जो कुख्यात आतंकवादी है, उसने एक बार एक इंटरव्यू में कहा था कि कांग्रेस एक अच्छी पार्टी है, हाफिज को राहुल पसंद है और आज हम सब जानते हैं हाफिज को राहुल क्यों पसंद है.
Sambit Patra of the BJP lashing out against the Congress Party and the leaders of the Congress Party for making statements that belittle India's Operation Sindoor and telling them that all that they're saying is feeding into the hands of Pakistan and Pakistan news channels, because India's opposition party questioning the government's Operation Sindoor that ended up striking 9 terror targets in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Let's now listen into what Mallikarjun Kharge had to say.
ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಈಗೇನು ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಚುಟ್ಪುಟ್ಟು ಯುದ್ಧಗಳು ನಡೆದಿವೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ನಾವೇನು ಘರ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಂತೂ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬರೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಮೇಲೆ ಗೂಬಿ ಕೂಡಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಶಕ್ತಿಹೀನರು ಇವತ್ತು ಚೈನಾದಿಂದ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
There you go. That's the statement from Mallikarjun Kharge. This comes in the backdrop of Congress party leaders, starting from Rahul Gandhi, questioning India and the Indian government, asking them how many Pakistani planes were downed by India. And now comes this statement from Mallikarjun Kharge that literally called Operation Sindoor Chut-Put war. Now, at a media briefing from the line of control, Brigadier Mudit Mahajan said that the operation is not over yet and that it has just been suspended.
As you are aware, Poonch Brigade was engaged in intense and continuous operations during Operation Sindoor to blunt and respond to the unprovoked aggression by Pakistan across the line of control. We did not wait to react, but we prepared to respond. And to that extent, I will say that Poonch Brigade was not a part but the heart of Operation Sindoor. Pakistan's sponsored terror strike at Pahalgam was met with a calibrated response from the Indian Army, initially focusing solely on terrorist infrastructure. The Army struck with unmatched precision and purpose. 6 of the 9 critical terrorist targets struck were opposite Poonch, Rajouri and Akhnur, and these were neutralized effectively that night. Only when the Pakistan Army escalated by indiscriminately targeting civilian areas did the Indian Army decisively shift to hitting their military targets. As the enemy unleashed a new threat of swarm drones, it was the Army air defense that truly emerged as the shining shield, demonstrating exceptional skill, resilience, and cutting-edge coordination to intercept every aerial menace, safeguarding our troops and territory with unwavering vigilance and valor. If I have to sum it all, the Pakistan Army losses were not just in numbers, but in morale and initiative. Today, they have lost their credibility before their own nation. So far, we have inputs of imposing heavy numbers in fatal and non-fatal casualties upon the enemy. And the numbers are still adding up with each passing day, as our intelligence agencies are on the job to corroborate and verify these inputs. Operation Sindoor is not over. It only remains suspended for the time being. And therefore, the Indian Army remains alert, ready, and if challenged again, we will respond yet again, not with words, but with fire and resolve of the nation. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Now, the Tamil Nadu state government has approached the Supreme Court of India and the government has challenged the decision of the Madras High Court in the Supreme Court. This decision is related to the dismissal of the petition challenging the Enforcement Directorate raid on the headquarters of TASMAC, and that is the Tamil Nadu Alcohol and Spirits Manufacturing Association. The Tamil Nadu government has reached the Supreme Court against this. This case is related to the alleged 1,000 crore rupee liquor scam in Tamil Nadu. The Enforcement Directorate conducted raids in March this year under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act or PMLA. It's alleged that distillery companies obtained more supply orders from the government-affiliated TASMAC using unaccounted cash. TASMAC, which is a state-run liquor marketing corporation, is at the center of this alleged scam. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhanker has raised sharp questions about the in-house probe into the corruption allegations against Justice Yashwant Verma, calling it legally inconsequential and lacking any constitutional basis. The Vice President questioned the probe into Justice Verma, citing no constitutional legal basis and lack of clarity on the money trail, and calling for a review of judicial immunity laws. Speaking at a book launch in Delhi, Dhanker said that the three-judge in-house committee had no authority and its findings were, quote-unquote, inconsequential. He added, and I quote here again, the country still does not know if electronic evidence or a money trail was recovered. Who are the bigger sharks? Unquote. The Vice President also questioned the 1991 Supreme Court ruling in K. Veeraswamy versus Union of India case, which shields judges from external probes. Dhanker called it a scaffolding of impunity that blocks transparency and accountability.
This issue for which people are waiting with bated breath, the money trail, its source, its purpose, did it pollute the judicial system? Who are the bigger sharks? We need to find out. Already 2 months have gone by. And no one knows better than people before me. Investigation is required to be with expedition. So is the case with the registration of an FIR.
Now, while praising former Chief Justice of India, Sanjeev Khanna, for making the report public, Dhanker said that only a scientific independent probe can restore public trust. Moving on. COVID-19 seems to be staging a comeback in parts of Asia, and India is not taking any chances. A sudden spike in cases in Singapore and Hong Kong has prompted the government of India to sound the alarm. While most cases reported abroad are of mild nature, Indian health authorities are preparing in advance to prevent any serious spread. A high-level meeting was chaired by the Director General of Health Services, reviewing preparedness and surveillance strategies across airports and hospitals. Meanwhile, COVID concerns are also hitting pop culture and sports headlines. Reports suggest that Sunrisers Hyderabad's batsman Travis Head has been ruled out of IPL 2025 after testing positive. Adding to the list, actress Shilpa Shirodkar also revealed on social media that she has tested positive. Now, the Health Ministry is urging citizens not to panic but to remain cautious, especially during travel or if showing flu-like symptoms. India is increasing genomic surveillance and ramping up hospital preparedness as a precautionary step, with states likely to be advised on public health readiness. And with that, it's a wrap here from my side. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar.